This is Subside, an underwater experience that has you exploring various biomes, searching for collectibles, and just taking in all the splendor around you. This releases December 20th, 2024 for the PSVR 2 headsets for $25 US, and is also available on Steam. And for this review, we checked the game out on the PS5 and PC. Subside looks to be a showpiece for VR headsets, so let's see if there's enough content in here to keep you entertained for more than a few minutes. Hey folks, Ryan for the VR Grid here, and before we get to it, if you enjoy our content, don't forget to do all the YouTube things to help us out, and if you can't get enough VR, join us live on this channel every Thursday at 9 PM Eastern Time for the Virtual Boys podcast. And now, the review. We don't see too many VR titles delivering on that hyper-realistic kind of look, and it's understandable why, as you factor in multiple gameplay elements, scope and scale of a game, and multiple other factors, making VR games look realistic can be a challenge, with Kayak VR Mirage, in my mind, setting the bar for the kind of visuals we want to see in these simulation type games. Well, that game has a challenger in Subside, which might just be the prettiest looking VR game I've ever played. In here, you'll have to navigate various underwater biomes, with the first section a training area teaching you the basics of swimming and the gameplay elements at play. Besides just checking out all the pretty, in each stage you'll find various items and coins which can unlock more accessories to make your time in the game a little less stressful. There'll be a few lock boxes scattered around each level that require keys to open them, and those keys are hidden in the same stage, and once you open one of those boxes up, a new item is available in the store which you can purchase if you have enough coin, which are also hidden in each stage. Those items are as simple as flippers, which allow you to use thumbsticks instead of swimming with just your hands, with other items increasing how long you can hold your breath, swim speed, a snorkel, and a few others, with the two having the most value being the jetpack, which propels you through the water at fast speeds, and a bracelet that vibrates whenever you're close to an item. The final gaming element in here would be the camera system, with each of the main stages having cameras scattered around, which will have a picture on them showing the next area to find, and when you find all those cameras, they'll lead you to an X marks the spot type picture where you can find new glove skins hidden in the sand nearby. Now, if you haven't quite picked up what I'm saying just now, this game is all about finding stuff and searching and looking and searching more and looking more, and I have spent hours in this game trying to unlock everything, and while I haven't found all the coins yet, I've gotten everything else, and I'm basically about 90% down the game at this point. So for those looking for gaming elements in here, there really isn't anything else besides just keeping an eye out for just about everything, but honestly, that was enough for me. I was honestly surprised just how easy it was to spend as much time in here as I did, having spent, I think at this point, around 7 hours or so to find everything I have so far. And while at some points it did get a tad tedious, for the most part, I'm still having fun trying to find those last few coins. It's ridiculous, I know. Part of the reason why it's so enjoyable is the fact the game just looks so damn good. On the PS5 it runs at 90 native, making for near flawless presentation, and thanks to dynamic foveated rendering, has a higher resolution than the PC. At least that's according to the developer. And in my testing, I'd say I'd have to agree, at the very least, they're even. So whether you play this on PC or PS5, it's gonna look damn slick. Now there are two features missing from the PS5 version of the game, and those are dynamic shadows and edge blurring, so if you want that extra bit of visual realism, PC might be the way to go. On the flip side though is the PSVR's haptics, which are utilized quite well here, with your hands rumbling whenever you touch just about anything, and when you leave the water, the headset gives a subtle vibration as well, though in my personal opinion, these effects could be ramped up a bit higher just to utilize the tech a bit more, as the one thing missing from the version I played is that there's no haptics involved when touching animals. And while I doubt these sense controllers can accurately mimic touching a shark or a turtle, I think having a subtle rumble there would still be more immersive than having nothing at all. But I digress. Everything in here looks phenomenal. Texture quality is on point, pretty much no matter how close you get to it. Animals look great, animate wonderfully. Even if you try to interact with some of them, like pushing them down or doing whatever, you can see they'll actually kind of scramble back into place and honestly behave like animals. It's stunning at times, absolutely stunning. All the bubbles in the water, debris in the water, the murkiness, the nighttime stages, just approaching the surface and seeing the sky through the surface of the water. I'm telling you, there's so many impressive visual moments here. It's jaw-dropping. Matching that presentation is equally impressive audio design, with every sound effect in here sounding flawless. Outside of the menus and some notification noises, there's no music. The only sounds you'll hear will be the sounds of the nature around you. Having been under the water and scuba dive before, I gotta say this sounds exactly how I remember it, and while it might be even a little bit over exaggerated just to be gamified and be more immersive, it works here perfectly. The only animals that make noise that I can recall are the whales, which is a stage you unlock by finding little whale toys scattered around each stage. More on those in a bit. With the sounds of the water around you sounding perfectly muffled when you're under it, and perfectly clear when you're above it. When above, you hear the sounds of the water splashing against rocks, or the birds nearby, or whatever else is happening. It sounds amazing, and is a perfect complement to the excellent presentation. Now, besides those main stages I mentioned, there are 3 bonus stages to unlock, which you do by finding specific toys that match those stages. So there's the whale stage I just mentioned, a large koi pond, and a shark encounter. And for those PlayStation VR Worlds fans looking for their PSVR 2 version of that shark encounter, this is not that. Let's temper that right now. You're basically placed in a cage, and the great white shark kind of swims around. He'll gnaw on the cage every now and then. It's cute, it's fun, but that's basically as far as it goes. There's no danger involved. After you're in there for a minute or two, you've kind of seen what that stage has. Though, if you want to mess around, you can swim out of the cage for a little more close-up interaction. So, if I haven't been clear to you by now, I'm pretty much in love with Subside. Though I admit, it probably won't be for everyone. Though admittedly, I didn't think it'd be for me either. At least, I didn't think the game loop would grab you as much as it did, but it did. So if you're not against doing a bit of work to find the items you need to unlock all the stages in here, your reward for those efforts is unlocking more of this game to check out and share with your friends. I'm going to give Subside an 8.5 out of 10. As a VR game, it's not great, but as a VR experience, it's something special. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching.